and welcome to Fighting Poverty, a special program of World Insight. Fighting poverty is a global cause, and in China there are still more than 80 million people that are living under the poverty line. Every one of them has a story to tell, and every one of them have different reasons why they're still in poverty. That is why we are traveling here in the southern part of Gansu province in the interior part of China to meet with some of them and hear how hard they're struggling against poverty. Picturesque Gansu lies between the Tibet and Loess Plateaus, a land kissed by the Yellow River, boasting a stretch of the ancient Silk Road. In ancient times, it was a key strategic outpost. Beneath the beautiful landscape, however, it is one of the poorest places compared to the rest of China. The rural population of Gansu live on limited land resources. Most of them have become migrant workers, away for work. Only the oldest and the youngest still remain. Poverty have gripped their lives. We went to visit a family of 3 generations living in poverty in Baihe County, on the southern part of the province. Great-grandma, grandpa, and the youngest, Xuelian, a primary school girl. Once I walked into their home, I understand immediately the complex feelings behind the poverty.
我说哭了，不哭咱了，哭了，不哭了，不哭了，不哭了啊！太奶奶不哭了啊！
好的，
我们哭了。
第一次上电视吧，哈。期待吗？
期待。
紧张不紧张？
紧张。
不紧张，看你也是，大女孩 ，big girl 是吧？
嗯。
你一会儿还要去田里干活吗？今天？
是。
啊，今天收什么？就收
菜籽。
菜籽啊。嗯。菜籽收完以后怎么样？
菜籽收完以后就把它漏干净，然后晒干，就拿去榨油。
哦，谁来做？
我和爷爷。
但爷爷身体不好，走那么远行吗？
有时候就我的这个爷爷在家里歇着，就是他那个病要注意一些，我和我的大爷爷就去。
你很能干是吗？你和你大爷爷谁干得快？谁做得快？
一样快。
一样快啊！你那么能干啊！听说你学习不错，爷爷水莲学习怎么样？他不好意思讲。
学习还好。
最喜欢学习哪门课呀？
喜欢学英语。
真的啊？
是的。
跟我说2句英语嘛。我们这个节目就是英文节目。说2句英语，全世界的人都知道你会说英语的。我来用问题问你啊。What's your name?
My name is 庞雪莲。
How old are you?
12。
好，说的不错。公鸡都打鸣了，给你祝贺呢。上学，你觉得以后最希望做什么事情？
我以后想考大学。
为什么要考大学？
因为考上大学，要是毕业了的话，就有工作做。以后我就挣钱养我的爷爷和他奶奶。
雪莲特懂事儿哈。
他还想大学读出来还想为国家也修着他也还有这么的感觉。
爷爷说啥？
说我想把大学读出来，也想就是帮助国家。
帮助国家哦，爷爷有这么大局观啊！你告诉爷爷他有大局观。
爷爷。爷爷你打几个人？他没有听懂。
那现在家里谁挣钱呀？
家里就都有病，就没有人出去挣钱。
那怎么活呢？
是我的一个，这是我的姥姥，在外面给我们寄钱。
姥姥在哪儿啊？
在西郊。
想姥姥吗？
想。
爸爸妈妈呢？
爸爸妈妈都不要我了。
从小就跟爷爷长大的啊？
是啊。
几岁跟爷爷一起长大？
我从2岁的时候就和爷爷和他奶奶就在一起生活了。
他奶奶越来年纪越大了，怎么办呀？
我想就长大以后就照顾他。
现在你也在照顾他呀？你不仅上学，我听说啊。还要做家务吧？
是。
做什么事情？
平时在家里洗衣服、做饭，帮家里打扫一下卫生。
还要种田吗？
是。
家里的田在哪儿啊？
有的就在那山上，大概要走半个小时或者10几分钟。
假如对面呢是有爸爸妈妈，也有新疆的姥姥，你要说什么话吗？
我想你们不要走了，再回到这个家里来。
也许他们会听见。还有别的吗？
回来，我们一家人团圆。
爷爷呢？如果遇到困难了怎么办呢？
我就去挑战，不放弃。
雪莲 is a tough girl. After our talk, she took me quite further into the mountains, where her family owns a small piece of land. There are quite a number of kids like Xue Lian in her village. I spent the whole afternoon and evening with them that day. They went to the same school, Baihe County Central Primary School. The next morning, after a few hours on the road, it was already noon before we finally reached the school gate. We are here at the primary school of Baihe County. Noontime, the students just out from school. This is one of those typical primary schools in the interior China. 1,000 students studying here, coming in 6 different levels and grades. And this is the noon time for them. The meal is free to the students, thanks to the government subsidies, to make sure the kids will not go hungry anymore while in school. This one, right? Oh, this one. This one too. We take chopsticks from here. 拿这个筷子。你带我去你的教室。跟你一起吃饭可以吗 ？Can I have lunch with you？ 可以吗？可以，谢谢。Some stir-fried onion, Chinese cabbage, some pork. So very nice lunch. 好. After enjoy lunch with the students over here, I'm going to meet some of the teachers. 3 young volunteers enrolled from all over China by a program called Teach for China. Among them, Yu Qing, a young woman who returned to China a year ago after finishing her graduate school with an American university. Do you have class in the afternoon?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What time?
I think it starts at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
Can I secretively drop in your class?
Welcome.
Yeah, can I do that?
Yes.
Terrific. Okay, let's enjoy lunch for now. Okay. I went with Yu Qing in the afternoon to a calligraphy class, a math class, and eventually ended up in her English class. Half of the class doing calligraphy, half of the class doing reading.
Yeah, sometimes they can choose if they haven't finished their homework today.
I see.
They can do their homework.
Ah.
Yeah.
Next class is where?
Oh, it's right over there.
Okay.
And it's second grade. They're doing
Class 1, grade 2. The young teacher who we met, Yu Qing, is to give an English class later in the afternoon. Class 2, grade 5. So let's get in. I try to find a seat. 大家好。哎，你好。你好。I think I'm gonna sit here, in the middle of the students. These students are quite nice. They're not shy at all. I didn't expect this. There must be a lot of communication going on between them and their teachers. Back to school. Really lovely.
Class begins. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
Sit down. 好，同学们，今天我们来上这个学期的最后一节英语课啊，our last English class. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Read aloud the words. 我们来朗读一下第一单元的单词。怎么念这句话？谁可以来回答我？这么多句说的好。杨晶，你来念一下上面这句。
What do you finish class use the morning?
Wonderful. Can you answer? 你可以回答吗
I finish class at 1 o'clock.
？Very good. Sit down. 好 ，Number 2，第二句话。Who can read？ 好，我们请杨强强。
I often watch TV and sleeping.
Very good. 好，我们现在来回忆一下。Who remembers？ 这是在干什么？李蕊。Dancing. They are dancing. 对不对？
对。
啊，他们在干什么？在干嘛？
跳舞。
啊，在跳舞。Sit down。好，找一找这里面有没有你自己啊？有没有自己？啊，这是我们上个学期用表演来学习新的单词。What are they doing？ 他们在干什么？在干什么？唱歌啊 ！How to say that in English？ 怎么说？他们正在唱歌。They are singing. Whose picture is it？ 看到照片之后，看看你认不认识照片是谁的。Whose picture is this？ 这是谁的照片啊？不是 Miss Lee， 这是谁 ？Dr. Lee， 记不记得解忧医院的照片啊？这是我戴着帽子给同学们上课的照片。好，这是谁？这是谁 ？Miss Lee。不对，这也不是 Miss Lee， 这不是李老师了，这是李大厨啊，李大厨，记不记得上课的时候给你们做的吃的？记得。谁吃过我做的 hamburger？ 谁吃过？啊，王文佳，你一个人吃了？那不给别人分一点呢？好 ，What's this？ What's this？ 这是什么？把它拍上来 ，hamburger。What's this？ What's this？Hot dog 是什么食物 ？Hot dog 热狗。What's this？ 这是什么？ language.
They are now trying to write down a letter that they will send to the teacher later. This is a story that is supposed to reflect a year's life in school. I try to look around, but it seems that he doesn't want to let me look at it. There must be a lot of secrets there. It's wonderful that they're learning about the ways to communicate through the letter in this regard. And certainly a lot of them seem to have a lot to say because they're all very busy. I don't know what kind of letter I would write to Li Qing.
Class is over. Goodbye, everyone. Sit down. 好，这节课我们就上到这儿啊，请同学们做眼保健操。
近岸精明县。
Wonderful class.
Thank you.
Wonderful class. I saw you have a big bag full of letters your students wrote
Yeah,
to you.
full of letters.
What are those like?
I can show you this one. So this is a letter from a student who just transferred to this school last year. So she came at the same time as I came. So she wrote, when I first came here, I wasn't familiar with this place. And the first lesson was from my English teacher, which is very kind.
Oh, that's so sweet.
No, they are very sweet,
Yeah.
each of them, every one of them.
You got a lot of letters.
Yeah.
What is it like? Last class.
I feel,
First time your students.
yeah,
So you taught them for a year. This is their last class.
yeah. I think they've changed a lot. When I came here, they couldn't really read aloud English. They were very shy at that time. But now I could see how brave they were, even in front of me and in front of other people.
Even in front of our camera.
Yeah, even in front of the camera. It's kind of unbelievable. It's
But I
hard to
saw
imagine.
you a little bit emotional at the end of
I
the
know.
class.
It's hard to control. Human nature.
Yes.
I could see Yu Qing needed a moment to calm down and reflect. She has a deep emotional bond with her students. At the end of the semester, it was hard to say goodbye. She is a strong-minded young woman who stayed in the village a whole year, cut off from her metropolitan life and peers. Eventually, I got to sit down with her in a quiet corner of the school. The last time I was in your class, I look around. Everybody, maybe because the camera was in the classroom, was so diligent. I didn't expect that. Because in a primary school classroom, everyone would have their little mind go off a little bit from time to time. But it was quite amazing. These kids work really hard.
Yeah.
Most of them. Did they tell you why?
Well, it may sound like showing off, but I think they like my English class. That's what they wrote
It's
down.
not showing off. I enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I think you might think English is really far away from their life, but to be honest, to most of my students, English is their favorite subject.
Why?
It's not that hard compared with math. And they could feel the sense of achievement in learning English. And because I'm always trying to bring happiness and joy to my classroom, I think they enjoy being here. Even though they would not, they're not concerned about why am I learning English if I'm not going to use it someday. But I think they are enjoying the process of learning, and that's very valuable to me.
In your last class, you were reviewing some of the classes and homework you've given to them earlier. I noticed that one of them is about the Western food.
Yeah.
You teach them how to pronounce those words and what those are about.
Yeah.
Hamburgers, sandwiches, fried chicken. But you know, the kids were not reacting as actively as, let's just say, they were doing morning exercises, you know, try to learn how to say this, or having lunch, having dinner. There seems to be a disconnect between their real life and what you taught them, particularly at least for those specific words.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I absolutely do. That's exactly the reason why I brought my kitchen into the classroom, to let them know what it is like, what a hamburger looks like, what a sandwich looks like, and I hope that they could taste it. And actually, you know, it's very interesting that in the last class they wrote the letters to me about their most unforgettable class during the school year, and half of the students wrote down the lesson that I was teaching them hamburgers and sandwiches.
Wow.
Yeah. It's very shocking to a lot of people, I guess it was.
Did they say why?
They said it was very interesting, and before that, they only know that the English words are only vocabulary that appears on the textbooks. But in that lesson, they know it's real. It's very real. I could touch it, I could see how it was made, and I could taste it. And that's real life experience.
Even though I think one boy grabbed most part of it.
Well, they were watching.
The others were watching.
They smell it. It's also very real.
But you know, that's one thing. The other thing is, when I say heavy, is that on the one hand, you believe education is going to alleviate them out of poverty. But at the same time, it is not you who is the only factor playing an impact in their lives. It's a lot of other factors as well. Meanwhile, in class, the one that I just mentioned, for example, about sandwich and also hamburgers, you see this curiosity, but you also realize that the reason for this curiosity is their lack of access to these materials, to these foods. I mean, as a teacher, how do you react to that? Not in class, but you know, when you go back to your dorm, little room just inside the campus, how do you digest that every day?
It's very hard. But I always believe that I'm planting a seed in their heart, and maybe one day it will grow and it will bloom. It will grow to be a tall tree or whatever, but I believe that life is going to be beautiful because I know what seed I am planting, and I believe that process. I know a lot of people are talking about poverty alleviation. Well, I think education is definitely part of the methods to do that, although it will be a very long process because you cannot see how the seed that you plant grow in one day. It may be 5 years, it may be 10 years, but I do believe that someday it will grow.
Yeah. But once again, I want to ask you that question that I mentioned earlier, which is, you know, how are you going to digest it? Because this is not a process that you yourself is the only one that's going to have an impact on their lives. They receive signals, messages coming from all over, from outside school, in the market, when they go to the streets, when they go back to their villages, when they manage to maybe one day visit their parents in the cities. So
what you have shaped for them, proactive, reacting, being optimistic, will it work?
I think it will. I still believe that. Well, I know that they will encounter many challenges. Sometimes I ask myself, what will happen when they go to middle school? Will they still remember what I taught them in primary school? Will that work? Sometimes I question myself. But if there's still one opportunity that it could work, I would grab it, and I would not let myself just go and see that happen. So I'm glad to be part of it, even though I might not be the one who will see that day, but I would be very grateful that I could be part of it.
You are here because you're part of the Teach for China program.
Yes.
And you volunteer to be in that program. It's mainly for young people to join, particularly those freshly graduated from universities, whether in China or overseas, to join and teach in China's interior areas, 2 years at least.
Yeah, 2-year program.
But once you're here, life is very different.
Yeah.
How did you adjust from the very beginning?
Wow, that would be a long story.
You were a city girl.
Yeah.
Your family well off. I mean, at least the middle class.
Yeah.
And then you went to St. Louis, you know, get to know the United States, get the graduate school done, coming back. What is this adjusting like for you?
Well, just to jump out of your comfort zone. Every time I tell myself.
What was it like at the very beginning?
It was hard. You know, I used to shower every day, but it's definitely not possible here.
Yeah.
And
here is solar energized, right?
Yeah.
Solar energy.
Yeah, it depends on the weather. And here I have to share my already very small dorm room with another teacher. And every part of my life, it's like brand new at the beginning.
Your hair was here.
Yeah,
now it's here. Beautiful hair. But you never get it cut?
Well, the real reason is that I've never found a good place to get it cut. So we just let it go.
It takes you hours, 1 day almost, to travel to the big cities, right?
Like, it would take me 3 hours to get to the town. Let alone the city.
Yeah, so just forget it. Is that?
Yeah. I think now I'm enjoying the environment. I mean, I'm familiar with my daily life now. So.
Nice shoes too.
Well, bought them online.
How long did it take to deliver here?
Like 7 to 10 days.
Into the school?
Yeah, into the village.
Into the village, and then you go and pick it up.
Yeah.
How do you compare your life with your peers, let's just say, who graduated at the same time with you from St. Louis?
Yeah. I think I lose some of the life experiences that they could have, but I also gained more.
They're probably in consulting firms or investment banking?
Well, but they sleep less. They worry more. And I think I'm happier here. I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about the traffic or you know, just the city, the city life.
And you want to continue?
Yes, I do. I still have 1 year to go in the program, and after that, I still want to be a teacher in Mei School, also in a village area.
I see. Yeah. But your parents, I would assume, they would a little bit concerned because to them, their generation, your age probably is the time to think about family life, the plan for the future.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I really am. I think when I am growing, my parents are growing too. They are being more understanding and supporting. They actually visited me last month. I think that's a signal of them accepting my life and my job.
How did they like it?
Well, they did not like every minute of the journey, but I think in the end they enjoyed that.
What did they enjoy the most? And what do they dislike the most?
I took them to the village where my students live, and they had lunch with my students at their home, and it was very sweet. the grandparents made noodles, the local food, for my parents, and they were talking, even though in different dialects, but they were trying very hard. They were really trying to understand each other, and that's very cute, actually. Yeah.
It is. It sounds cute.
It is.
Yuqing, it's wonderful that you and some of your peers volunteer to teach in the poverty-stricken areas. But on the other hand, have you ever thought about it? I mean, you are here for only 2 years. But the kids stay here probably their whole life. Is it fair?
Well, it depends on how we see fairness.
How do you see it?
I think it's giving them the opportunity, the equality of opportunity. Like everybody has a chance in this, in his or her life. Everybody deserves that. So I'm here, even though I will leave in 2 years, in 1 year actually from now. But more people will come, and they will take over my job, and they would continue what I do here. So I actually don't worry about what happens after I leave, after I go.
But in questioning about these possibilities or these methods, suggesting that one teacher stay with one school for 2 years, time to adjust, getting along, getting into the situation, time to leave. So they argue whether it's about enriching the lives like teachers like you, rather than really enriching the lives on a consistent basis for the children here. On the other hand, there's also a difference between you and the local teachers. You coming from St. Louis, been to the United States, coming from big cities, children are fascinated. But the local teachers are being left here with the regard from the children as if they were inferior. And they were not as fascinating as you guys. So people also wonder whether that is fair or not. What do you think?
Oh, I think I never wanted to let them feel inferior to whether me or other fascinating people in the city. I think I want them to be that person who they think is fascinating. So, well, I think I'm opening a window for them to let them know what the outer world looks like.
You mean for the children?
For the children. If they think that's fascinating, I would encourage them to pursue that. Why not? Why not give it a try? I mean, if you say that they don't have the access to keep going, well, I say after I leave, other people will come, and a lot of people will offer different resources for them, and I would not let that opportunity go. I mean, I would not just stay here and do nothing. So I would still try. And the other question about the difference between me and the local teachers, I think we are here and we are teaching the students in our way, and that's also an interaction between us and the local teachers. I think we are learning from each other. They have very good class managing skills, and we have some new teaching methods, and we are interacting as well, and that's also a diversity to the school. I think a good school is a diverse school in the end. So yeah, that's how I perceive that.
At the end of the day, do you think your students will enjoy better their lives than even you do?
Well, I hope that. And I believe most of them can feel the happiness that they could get from the learning and from being with us, being with teacher and being in school. And I want to give them the sense of achievement. And I think that could accompany them for a longer time.
What are you telling them about money?
Well, sometimes...
as this is an extremely poor area.
Well, they are still very young, and it actually doesn't take too much money to come to school now because the education is tuition free, and they have other stipends from the government, such as the lunch and the breakfast. So I would tell them to use their money wisely, even though it's not a big amount of money. I want them to learn how to manage their financial earnings from a very young age. And so after that, when they grow up, even when they go into the cities, when they do have more money, they would use them more wisely.
At the end of the day, you have to leave. 1 year to go.
Yeah, 1 year to go.
Have you ever thought about what it's going to be like 1 year from now for the real last class?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very hard and very emotional. I know, I could feel that even now after 1 year. Because, you know, summer break is a long time, and some students are already feeling very emotional when they will not see me for such a long time. So I could imagine what it will like in 1 year.
Mm. You are giving your last class in the morning.
Yeah.
What was it like?
A lot of kids are crying. And I was crying too.
What do you think they're crying about, and why did you?
Because next year I will not be their English teacher. I will teach another class. And they know they could not be my students for 6th grade. And I think that's what they feel sad about. For me too. I know it's a loss for both of us. Mm-hmm. But I think the relationship is still there. And my letterbox is always open for them. Yeah.
Life is always saying hi and saying goodbye, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think learning how to say goodbye is also part of growing up.
I'm looking forward to the next opportunity of saying hi to you again.
Me too.
Yuqing, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for what you have done.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Education is the most powerful tool to change the world. In this case, for Yuqing and her students, that is a good thing. That has been once again confirmed to me by the headmaster of the school, who had been teaching and working in the primary school for decades after studying in a local normal college.
学习上学真的能改变咱们孩子的命运吗？
可以啊，这个是没有含糊的，不能含糊的一点。我就是靠读书，然后考上师范，然后回来当老师，这就改变了自己的命运。
真棒！
啊，现在就是我们教育我们的孩子，就是刻苦读书，啊，改变自己的命运，啊。
教育不同哈。
哎，就是。
谢谢校长。
Finally, it was time to say goodbye to the students and the teachers after a few days in the Baihe County, a poverty-stricken place in China. You've been watching Fighting Poverty, a special program of World Insight with Tian Wei. The story of Xue Lian is only one of those stories among the 80 millions of people living in China under the poverty line. We see how hard her volunteer teacher Yuqing and her primary school and even the township are working to change her fate, and yet lack of material wealth is only part of the poverty we're talking about. The other part is the feeling of being unwanted, unloved, and uncared for. In that regard, it takes all of us to change the picture. This is Tian Wei in the interior part of China, southern part of Gansu province, bidding you goodbye.